Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. So let's start our today's session. In our today's session, we are going to start the metallurgy of aluminium. So here you have to understand aluminium is extracted from the bauxite ore. Its formula, it is to be of Al2O3.2 moles of water. So first step, we have to do the concentration of bauxite ore. Here we have to remove the lighter impurities, and this process is to be done by the leaching. And leaching, I have taught, we have to use here the suitable chemical that will help to separate impurities. Okay, so that you can see in the column of leaching, I have taught there the concentration of aluminium. Now the second step which is to be followed, next is to be of electrolytic reduction. It means the reduction is to be done with the help of electricity, that we call it, this is Heroult process. Here what we have to do, we have to take purified Al2O3, that is to be mixed with Na3AlF6, that we call it cryolite, or calcium hexafluoride, which lowers the melting point. The main aim to add these two things with the Al2O3, they lowers the melting point of a mixture and brings the electricity, and they make the reaction faster. Okay, now the fused mixture is electrolyzed using graphite rod as a anode. Here we have to use graphite as a anode and carbon line act as cathode. So the graphite anode is useful for the reduction to metal oxide to metal. So now you see here what the chemical reaction will take place. Al2O3 after passing electricity, that will dissociate into Al3 positive and O2 negative. Two ions will produce. At cathode, what will be their reduction will take place. Then I have showed there aluminium 3 positive will accept 3 electrons, that will convert into free aluminium. Here you can see here the reduction is taking place. Oxidation state is going to decrease, +3 to 0. At anode, what is happening there? Carbon, you can see here in this reaction, the oxidation number of carbon is going to increase in both the reactions. So here the oxidation is taking place because they are releasing 2 and 4 electrons in these two reactions. So the overall reactions for this is Al2O3 that will get reduced with the help of carbon, and that will convert into free aluminium, and CO2 gas will come out. So you just understand the whole procedure with the help of this figure. So here what we have to do, we have to take a big container of steel, and this is to be lined with carbon, and here we have to use here the copper lamp, that is to be connected with the graphite rod. Graphite rod will act as anode and carbon lining will act as cathode. So I have mentioned with the negative and positive terminal. Here we have to use here the molten Al2O3, that is to be mixed with cryolite, and after passing electricity, the molten aluminium will come out from this outlet. So electrolytic cell for the extraction of aluminium, it is to be done in this way. Okay, now the next you have to understand the extraction of zinc from the zinc oxide, that is to be done with the help of carbon. So you can see here the reduction of zinc oxide is done by using coke, but here the temperature in this case must be the higher than that in case of copper. So ZnO plus C, carbon will act as reducing agent, then zinc will reduce to Zn, free zinc we will get it, and this metal is to be distilled off and collected by the rapid chilling. Okay, now after that you have to understand the one more procedure, how the production of chlorine is to be done in the electricity. So it is to be obtained from the electrolysis of brine solution. So what is the brine that I have taught in class 10? This is the saturated solution of sodium chloride. So we have to take a combination of NaCl plus water. When we will pass the electricity, then that will produce NaOH, Cl2 and plus hydrogen gas. This is a water soluble base, so that we call it, this is alkali, as well as chlorine gas will evolve. So that is only the reason we call this procedure, it is of chloralkali. But here you have to understand the delta G for this case, that will be of positive 422 kilojoule, but E naught, that value negative 2.2 volt. That shows that external EMF that must be greater than 2.2 volt is required to carry out this procedure. Okay, so all the metallurgies have been finished now, but before completing this lecture, I just want to discuss the one question which I have picked from NCERT. Is it true that under certain condition magnesium can reduce SiO2 and Si can reduce MgO? Both conditions are possible. So but how? Okay, so here you have to understand below 1683 Kelvin, this is the melting point of silicon. The delta G curve for silicon lies above delta G curve for MgO. Means the curve of MgO will below and SiO2 curve will be on the top. Then in that condition, what I have taught, the below one have the capability to reduce the above one. So in this case, Mg can reduce the SiO2. But as we will increase the temperature, then 1683, then delta G curve shows that MgO that lies above than SiO2. So in that case, what will be there? Si is having the capability to reduce MgO. Okay, so that I have mentioned with the help of these two reactions. You can understand these reactions here. SiO2 plus Mg, if the temperature range is lesser than 1683 Kelvin, that will reduce to SiO2 to Si. Here Mg is acting as a reducing agent. But in the next one you can see here MgO plus Si, if the temperature is going to be the greater than, then SiO2 plus Mg, means Si is acting as a reducing agent here. Okay, but in these two conditions the value of delta G will be negative. I hope you all have got how the metallurgy of different element is to be done. So our this chapter is completed now, and in our next session we will start the next chapter. That's all for today.